If you start with data science and you ask yourself, hey, can I do some data science with big data on a single node machine? And it is no coincidence that you see here a laptop on your picture. The answer is yes. I had the same topic. When I started, I spun up some multi-node clusters in the cloud. I learned Hadoop, Yarn, Spark, whatever platform you're operating in. And then I went home and I wanted to experience. I wanted to test out some new ideas I had. And I always had a problem then going back to my laptops. I had on a Windows laptop, for example, Anaconda installed, and I had a Jupyter notebook, then a Jupyter lab. I was programming in Python, and I was working with pandas, the Python library. And I always was wondering, why the hell do I have only 8% CPU performance on my machine, on my single node machine? Is there a better way? And if you have listened to my last 2 YouTube videos, you know, yes, there is a better way. One is Dask and the other one is Koalas running on Spark. But there is even a better way, a professional way, if you're really into data science with big data. And currently on my laptop, I have data up to 100 gigabytes. I can locally perform data science on it. So big data on a minuscule level, on just below 100 gigabytes. But I can work on the same technology platform on my single node machine, and I can very easily scale to the multi-node machine in the cloud. And I would like to share some experiences and some of my mistakes with you. So what do I need for my workflow when I'm working in data science? First and foremost, I want to have the maximum of my resources performance. I want to have, if I have a 6-core 12-thread CPU, I want to have all 12 threads on my CPU. I have an AMD CPU performing at 100%. I do not want to waste my time and waste my resources waiting for 8% CPU on pandas to happen in Jupyter Lab, for example. And I want to work on a computer platform that is easily upscaling to distributed computing. Maybe you're already familiar with Amazon Elastic MapReduce on EC2. Maybe you're using some other cloud or cloud era technology platforms that you are working on for multi-node processing, distributed computing, whatever it is. I wanna, if I go home with my laptop, I wanna have the same system installed on my laptop that I'm running in the cloud. I wanna have locally on my laptop the chance to test out new ideas in data science, to experience in SQL new tables that I want to construct, and I want to be able to easily upscale all my findings, all my algorithms, all my code that I develop, and say, well, I'm within the same environment and I can easily upscale now to a distributed computing. And EMR from Amazon is maybe not a bad choice for this. I need a very clear and professional interface to third-party business intelligence software packages. If you're working in Tableau, if you're working in Amazon Athena, whatever it is that you might do your SQL tables, where you want to have your code, it should have a very clear interface. I should be able to send the data to my client and they're running Tableau or whatever, and they just take my data and they are absolutely compatible. The interface is working great. This is what I'm looking for. Also, since we're talking about SQL, I want to have a programmable SQL interface that I can work with. I can try out new algorithms, I can try out new ideas in data science, whatever I want to play around with. This system should have a SQL interface on my local machine, on my single node machine, and of course be scalable to multi-node machines. And of course, if I have generated some new data or I've filtered out some data, I want to have this data available in my storage for full access to feed in my machine learning pipeline. And since we are talking here about data storage and about data processing, now what I would really recommend to you, check that you have a future-proof file format you are operating with. I'm currently working with parquet files. I have really some positive recommendations concerning parquet, and especially if you have clients or yourself are interested to query your data when the data come in real time, and you have data lake architectures, or your client or your customer have already started to have some data lake architecture. They're not relying on data warehouses like Amazon Redshift completely, although they are also shifting to data lakes. Or you have the data, I don't know, in Amazon S3 data lakes. I want to be able to have a very clear interface that I have my file format defined, and I can work with this file format on my single node machine, on my laptop, in the evening, in the night at home, and in the morning when I go to the cloud and connect to the cloud. I want to be able to have here absolute compatible technology platform, a compatible system running, and I don't not have to learn a new code, a new API, or whatever. So we already started with data storage, data processing, data platforms, single node platforms, multi-node platforms in the cloud. And if you want to sum it up, if you are interested in data analyst, if you want to become a data analyst in SQL, you are working preferably in SQL. If you are a data scientist where you say, hey, I love to play around with data, I want to experience new code, I want to apply some new algorithms, I have some great new ideas about it, chances are high that you are programming in Python or maybe Scala. And if you're a data engineer, you will love Spark and the complexity of the Spark ecosystem you will find from Google Cloud, from Amazon EMR, and also from Azure. So this is a very short overview about the recommendation or the ideas I would like to present to you. Have it compatible on your single node machine, the same platform you're working day and night, to the multi-node machine. This should be a seamless interface between data science in Python, the data transfer to your SQL platforms. Maybe you have established already some data lakes, or if you're a professional, you know you will work in Delta lakes. The file format, a parquet file, I found to be a very, very useful file format. And I will show you in the next video how to set up this software packages on your local machine. And we will switch from a simple Panda data frame, 2 GB, 5 GB, 10 GB, to a parquet file, and we will see, or I will show you if you want, how to work on a single laptop in a technology platform. And of course, you already have guessed that it's gonna be Spark, Apache Spark, where you have the same technology platform on your single node machine and on your multi-node machine in the cloud.